Vibing with G, next set of guests are here. And the first one is American actor and entertainer Trevor Snarr.
Thanks, Graham. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, bro.
No problem. I like your mustache.
Thanks, dude. My dad has one, like a handlebar, and I'm trying to grow it out like him. He had one at 18 inches long at one time, but I got a long way to go. So, yeah.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Thanks, Graham.
No
Appreciate it.
problem. So his first role and his breakout role, I think, was Dawn on Napoleon Dynamite. What were some of the positives and negatives about filming Napoleon Dynamite?
Positive was it was my first movie. That was cool. And people may see this as a negative, but I see it as a positive. I didn't really I knew what I was doing, but I didn't per se because um, it was my first movie, So it kind of helped me believe uh, the characters that I met, and I honestly, uh, when I did meet John Heater, the guy that played Napoleon, I met him as Napoleon. I didn't meet him as John, so he was in full character, and I essentially and he was so good. And at the time, me not being so familiar with the filming and acting and I
Yeah.
thought that he was really. I didn't think that he was really all the way upstairs. So what you see in the movie is me really trying to figure things out. So that was a positive. The negative of filming it, God, that's a hard. The negative. The only negative I remember is I had to stay a couple days longer because my car got hit by one of the PAs.
Uh,
He
yeah.
backed up into my car, which is a whole, an old '93 Honda Accord, but that was one of the only negatives. The PA backed up in my car, and I had to stay a couple more days. But yeah, those are some good questions. Thanks, Graham.
No problem. So you've also filmed shorts, and I believe you only filmed two. What's the difference between filming movies and filming shorts?
So movies are, most people call them feature length, and length is the word that you want to focus on because it's a lot longer in length, between 90 to 120 minutes, or 3 hours. I watched Wyatt Earp the other day because I'm up here in Big Bear, California, and I thought I'd get my country on. But short films are essentially between 6 to maybe 12 minutes long, and there's a category for them to be submitted to certain festivals. So it's just a very brief, short, no pun intended, short, movie combined within, yeah, I would say between 6 to 12 minutes.
So who's been some of your biggest inspirations?
Biggest inspirations, I'd have to go with my dad, Dan Snarr, my sister, Samantha Grams, my younger sister, and my mom, April Snarr. And just because, they're my family, they've been through a lot, and they, continue to help me from a film perspective, from an actor perspective. Specifically, I haven't met him yet, or I haven't worked with him yet, but Denzel Washington, uh, Gene Hackman, uh, those two, the intensity that they bring is just, it's insane. And so I value that because they're always like very in the moment. So those are my uh, family inspirations and actor inspirations.
That's really cool. Denzel Washington inspired you.
Yeah, there's an intensity about him that, and Gene Hackman as well, and that they just it's their and that's essentially, as actors, what you want to do is really want to be in the moment and think what the character is thinking, and they're always thinking. You always can tell that they're thinking and processing what's going on. So um, yeah.
Perfect. Just like me, you're a YouTuber. What have been some of your most proud videos?
Uh, the the uh, the one video I did recently with she's a more prominent YouTuber. Um, she hired me to do. I had to fake to be a fake police officer, but I had to play prank on her and her friends.
Oh,
And
my friend
yes,
Piper.
yes, yeah, Piper Raquel.
Link in
Sorry,
the description for that video.
yeah, link in the description for that video. It was fun because nobody really knew, but I had to go in as a cop and play a prank on them and arresting her and her friends at this Halloween party that she had. So, and then the other YouTuber, because I'm more of a filmmaker actor. I wouldn't say consider myself a YouTuber, but I like to participate in other YouTubers, videos. David Dobrik, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Okay. Yeah. So I was
Well,
in one
not
of his.
personally.
Yeah, I was in one of his. I got tased in the back. A lot of people don't know if it was real, but um, on one of his episodes, we were goofing around. And again, my niche is being a cop. So I was getting bored and I wanted to go home. So I'm like, just tase me. So, anyways, that was fun.
I bet it was. And finally, what's been your best and worst scene to film so far in your film history?
Uh, the best and the worst scenes that I had to film. The best scene, there was a project I did for the Discovery Channel. It was a docudrama about the gold rush in San Francisco. So it was in the 1800s. I got to play a cowboy. And my favorite scene was, of course, getting thrown out of the saloon and throwing a few punches to prevent. Yeah, exactly. I had to work with the stunt coordinator because, initially the script said that they just throw me out of the saloon, but I just said, no, no, no. I think Walker would put up a fight. And that was my favorite. The worst was when I had to pretend to die in that same project. But it was so cold. I mean, it was snowing at the time up in Utah, was where we were shooting. And with film, things take a long time to process and to just to do. And I remember uh, hair and makeup, especially specifically wardrobe. Brooke Westberg, I love her. She was so kind because my hands were so cold and I was freezing. She kept kind of coming over and be like, "Are you okay? Are you gonna make it?" And I'm like, "Honestly, I feel like I'm gonna die. So just keep on rolling because you might get something brilliant." But it was very uncomfortable. So, but it added to the scene that I was dying in the Civil War. So, but yeah,
All right. Well, thank you, Trevor, for being the first American actor to be featured, and it was nice talking to you.
what?
Yes,
I was the first American actor on your show.
yes, first B-list, C-list actor.
Yeah. Woo.